Hey everyone, after a few months break, I'm excited to be back with new uploads on his channel. Over the past 3 years, I've been working on a special series for my Dutch channel, and now I will bring it here as well, complete with English translations. I can't wait to share it with all of you. I'll be mixing these translated episodes with my regular content, so you can look forward to a variety of videos, just like this one. Stay tuned, there's a lot of great content coming up. Today I will take you along for a beautiful autumn morning as I tackle all the chores. Nacho is going to work on some cow training and Marley will practice cavalettes, so come along and enjoy. My day practically always starts the same way. The night before, I've already brought Nacho's feet mesh inside. I haven't added water to it yet, of course. I will do that now. By prepping the mesh beforehand, I don't have to go outside right away. I usually set the mesh outside, but when Sjoerd isn't home, I sometimes leave it indoors. If I do, the whole utility room and sometimes even the living room can start smelling like it. So outside it goes. Since my in-laws are on holiday, I also feed the cats in the morning. They are thrilled to see me and lead me right to where they get their food. It's just adorable, look at them. Not pushy at all, and they don't even try to eat out of my hands. After feeding the cats, I let the chickens out. They stay in their coop at night and get to roam freely in the yard during the day. And I also give them their breakfast, of course. Then it's time for my own breakfast. I make myself a yogurt bowl with fruit and granola. I add some magnesium to my water and take a B12 supplement too. After breakfast, it's time to head outside to the horses.
Hi, goedemorgen mopje.
My plan is to train with Nacho first. He currently has a sore on his leg from getting tangled in some fencing. The wire wrapped around his leg, leaving a pinch wound, so we're keeping our activities light. He still needs to move, so I'm focusing on mental training with him for now. Nacho has such a huge fear of cows, so now that we're taking it easy physically, I'm focusing more on his mental training. There are cows further down the street, and last year I started training him. We were finally getting to the point where he could pass the cows without fear, but then they moved away. I put Nacho in the grooming area and take off his blankets. As I go into the tag room, I check to see if the cats still have any food left, but their bowl is completely empty. After brushing Nacho, I grab my gear. I'm using a rope halter and a lead rope. I pull on my gloves and grab a small whip. But not just any whip, it's one with a little flag attached, used in Parelli natural horsemanship. I've done some groundwork sessions with him because he was terrified of donkeys at another location too. From that experience, I learned how to communicate better with groundwork. Since August, I've been also using homeopathic remedies for him, which seems to help quite a bit. Before we head out, I give him some of that homeopathy to smell. You may or may not believe in it, but after everything I've tried, I'm open to anything, and it seems to work. Then I quickly treat his leg. I still had some ointment from the vet, though I don't remember for which round in the past, but it's also suitable for his current injury. I get everything together, put on my gloves and grab all my supplies. We head over to where the cows are. To our right, there's a tarp in the field, and he was already terrified of it last week. This is the third training session with him in about a week, and I'm starting to realize that things like a tarp can also build up tension for him. This is the moment Nacho spots the cows for the first time, and I try to guide him using my communication, the homeopathy, groundwork and the leash rope. I also used the little whip with the flag to encourage him to think forward or come towards me. If he doesn't respond, I ask him to back up, but when he finally locks eyes with the cows, I let him be and try to reassure him. Nacho is absolutely terrified of the cows. His heart rate shoots up to 200 and he trembles all over. I really want him to keep communicating with me so he can begin to trust me, but I also want him to realize that cows really aren't as scary as he thinks. We had a real breakthrough here because it was only the third session and I managed to get him past the cows. I really want him to keep communicating with me. He can find it scary and keep an eye on the cows, but as long as he will lower his head or back up when I ask, we can continue communicating. After the scary moments, I gave him a break far from everything, so he can eat grass and lower his heartbeat. After a while, it's time to go home. We had to close the cows again on the way back. You could see a cow standing pretty close to the fence on the left, and he just walked past it. Well, just might be a stretch. His heart rate was still around 200, and you could see from his breathing and eyes how nervous he was. Once he calmed down a bit, I tried giving him a treat. He won't take it when he's panicked, so I wait until he's a little more relaxed before offering it. In between, I try to work through the situation using homeopathy, communication and remembering that this is only the third time we're practicing this week. The fact that I could already get him past the cows is a big step. Last time he was just rearing and jumping away. This gives me hope, and we're going to keep trying every day. Together we're working to overcome his fears, step by step. I really want him to participate in one of those cow clinics, but they're always full. Occasionally a spot opens up, but then I can't make it, or like now he has that wound on his leg, so I don't think it's fair to have him join the clinic at that moment. The mash is ready now, so while Nacho is still unwinding, I give it to him. Since it was a beautiful autumn morning with a super blue sky and warm sunshine, I decided to take off all the blankets. I rinsed the bucket to clear out any mash remnants, and then it's time to start mucking out. For the past 2 weeks, we've been trying to muck out twice a day. We rotate these duties, but I handle most of them. I try to muck out every morning because it's much easier when you do it twice daily. You never fill more than one wheelbarrow, and often there's space to take some old hay from the slow feeders or hay nets as well. This way, the manure doesn't sit around too long, so they're not constantly stepping in it. There's nothing worse than manure that's been trampled and soaked by rain. I took off the blankets from Suske and Marley as well.
Zusje?
I start with the walk-in stable because it rained a lot last night. You might have noticed it in the arena. It poured for hours and pretty hard too. I had given the ponies some hay inside to convince them to go in, but of course that means more mucking in there too. Since it's a smaller area, they step in it more quickly. Our rule is that if you're at the stable and you see manure in the walk-in stable, you scoop it out right away. So while I'm mucking out, the sun rises higher in the sky and it feels like the autumn air is slowly warming up. It's nice to be outside and I really enjoy these moments. After mucking out and caring for the horses, it's time to refill the hay. After that, I set up the walk poles and trot cavalettes in the arena for Marley. After grabbing Marley, I start by grooming him and then tacking up. A few days ago, Marley had a deep massage treatment, so we had to take it easy for a couple of days. We start with a bit of walking to warm him up. We repeat the exercise a few times, and each time he seems to gain more confidence. It's fantastic to see how much the massage has helped his body. After a while, I feel it's time to wrap up. So instead of cooling him down in arena, I decide to take a little walk around the house. I hope you enjoyed this POV kind of vlog and that it gave you a glimpse into my daily routine with the horses at home. See you next time. Bye bye.